Members of the board. From Boardroom Productions, it's Boardroom Banter. Featuring your chairman of the board, David.
What is happening, everybody?
Chief Mayhem Officer, Derek.
Yo, 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 what is up?
And myself, Greg, your Chief of Obscurity. The following content is explicit. Discretion is advised.
Welcome, everybody, to Boardroom Banter. My name is David. To my left is Derek.
What is up?
And to my right tonight is Mr. Greg.
That's me.
Hope everybody had a great week. Here to start the weekend off the right way. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, follow, whatever platform it is that you are on. We would greatly appreciate it if you like what we do. And then to follow that up, this episode is not brought to you by Boardroom Banter Ale.
It'll make you drive fast and turn left.
Not right?
No.
Oh, that's cool.
You can go right, but you have to make 3 lefts.
Why?
Because if you make 4, you went in a circle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
That's called maths.
Find it nowhere, guys.
I'm not good at maths.
Yeah, you will find it nowhere. But maybe one day you can experience the deliciousness of it.
Probably not.
We'd prefer not to, though.
Don't try fantasizing you don't even understand.
Ooh.
You have
Yeah.
no way to
Yeah.
conceive the crisp, refreshing
Just
brew.
picture your favorite beverage and sipping it and just thinking nobody else could have it. That's
Yeah.
pretty much how it is.
It's like the girl in the red dress in The Matrix.
It's like that one spot in Rick and Morty.
You looked at the girl in the red dress.
Yeah. Where only Rick can poop on the mountainside.
That's a great episode.
Yeah.
Kind of like finding
There's actually-
a Sasquatch.
There's actually a new season out. I don't know if it's on the Hulus yet or not, but
Oh, there's some hubbub about it too.
I need to. I'm waiting for it to hit the Hulus so I can watch
Yeah.
it.
So I haven't seen it either, but I did see an article on the interwebs explaining how you saw. Did you see the end of the last season?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not going to spoiler for anybody who's like just getting into it or hasn't seen it, but it definitely changed the entire dynamic of the show.
Yes.
And this article went on to talk about how it shifts the power to Morty. It maybe matures Morty as a character.
Well, I mean, it's about time. It's only been, the whipping boy since the start, so.
Right. And so I'm really interested to see where they're going to go with this. We do know they had the creator and voice change there, a couple seasons ago?
Yeah, a couple seasons ago,
Yep.
but it's maintained.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. It
Yeah.
hasn't. The flavor hasn't changed.
I can tell a little bit in the writing that some stuff has changed, but
barely.
you have to actually really know the show to pick up on it.
But it's not enough to kill it.
It
You know what
doesn't
I mean?
keep me from watching it.
Exactly. So they did a good job, at least in that transition.
There's a bunch of other stuff in the news today. I know Derek's ripping to talk about a couple of things. And I actually kind of am too, because this is an interesting topic and it's pretty unprecedented in our times.
I got a better one to start it off, though.
Oh,
Okay.
Like what?
That was one of the worst fucking Super Bowls I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, it was a hot dumpster fire.
It depends on how you want to look at it.
If you were an Eagles fan, it wasn't even good to watch.
If you're into snuff films, it was a good snuff film.
I was going to say, if you were trying to log into the Red Room on a Tor browser, you found it, bud.
It was murder on live TV.
Oh, yeah.
Is what that was.
Which Super Bowl number was it?
Oh, like 53 or
Exactly,
52 or
exactly.
58. I don't know fucking anymore.
You look at Travis Kelce in a couple of those plays, and he didn't even fucking move when
Well,
the
he
rest of the line did.
He spent $3 million on
Drop
a box
pass.
seat for his girlfriend and then lost. So, yeah, I'd be pretty down in the dumps, too.
Yeah.
Poor
Yeah.
guy. I know I'm talking shit, but really, like,
She had
I
an
like
ice spice
Travis
with her.
Kelce.
There was an ice spice with her.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Got booed just as bad.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I was 99.5% happy that the Chiefs lost.
Yeah.
I don't really care either way. I just wanted to see a three-peat. I kind of think it'd been cool in history, but
Well, that's why there's only 0.05% of me or whatever, that 0.5% basically, that wanted to see the Chiefs win.
yeah.
Just to say that we actually saw something that'll not happen again.
So somebody told me something, and I'll never unsee it. And if you look really closely, you look at a picture of Patrick Mahomes next to the sister in Roxanne,
Roxanne.
Which sister?
the movie, like the sitcom. Let me see if I can pull up a
Are you-
photo.
Darlene.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh gosh, what's that? What's that
Roxanne.
actress' name?
What are you
I
talking
can't
about?
remember.
What movie? What show is this?
He meant Roseanne.
Oh, Roseanne.
The
oh,
Roseanne
yeah.
Barr show?
No, I know who exactly
Yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah.
The
No.
woman who plays the character Darlene. I can't remember
Yeah.
her name in real life, but
Yeah. No, I know exactly who you're talking
she
about.
also was featured in The Big Bang Theory, a couple other places.
It's a permanent mental image in my head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Grew up on that as a kid, so yeah.
Same.
You'll
Yeah,
probably never,
It's Patty Mahomes all day.
never in.
What's her name again?
I don't know.
Oh, it just says Darlene from Roseanne, but
Yeah.
gosh.
You know that's been on his phone one time or two.
Patrick Mahomes, you know it.
Yeah, somebody has sent him that personally. And like,
He looked pissed.
he always looks pissed.
Yeah, but he was extra pissed, I think.
I would be too if I fucking had my asshole stretched for 4.5 hours on live TV.
Fuck, man. He got, how many sacks was that?
No.
More sacks than he's seen in his face in the locker room.
And the funny
probably.
part is he got sacked and they never blitzed once.
Nope. I mean,
Not one blitz.
that defense just absolutely worked those
Oh,
guys.
it was
yeah.
insanity.
That backtracking, the actress who played Darlene in the Roseanne show is Sarah Gilbert.
Ooh.
Yep.
So
And
that's
she's
probably
currently,
why Mahomes is so famous, is because everybody just remembers her face.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
It's possible. I always find it funny how his helmet sits on his head, though. And
Yeah.
It sits extra high, it seems. Every time they zoom in on him, most players' helmets, like the brow of the helmet's like midway through down their forehead, kind of the brow line. His, it's like, it sits at like the top of his head. It's,
Maybe they'll redesign that after how many concussions he probably got in this last game.
Right.
oh, they beat him up. They beat
Oh,
him
he
up
got
good.
fucking rocked.
That fumble that he had, like in the fourth quarter and all that, fucking rocked his world.
I didn't really care for the halftime performance either. Like, Kendrick Lamar is cool and all, but I don't even understand what he's saying in that song. And the bell bottoms, they're bringing those back now, apparently.
I don't pay enough attention to rap beefs to really understand the whole dynamic of
Well,
what took place there.
I get the rap beef, but listen to half the words in that song. You can't even understand what he's fucking saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I know.
As far as the whole Lamar and what's his name?
Drake.
Yeah, I
That's-
was going to call him Uncle Bad Touch or something, but the whole Lamar Drake thing,
Bad
you I don't really see the big controversy with him doing that song at the halftime show because he already won Grammys for that
He's going
song.
to win Emmys.
Yeah, so everybody already heard the song. Drake already reacted to the song. I don't understand why there's this big
No,
push
I know.
about the beef.
I don't think it's the beef. I think it's more people want to know what he's saying. They can't understand
you
his
definitely have to Google
lyrics.
the lyrics. I don't know. I could hear clear, maybe A minor. I heard that one clear.
Yeah.
Well, it was even on his necklace.
Yeah, with the
The A
lowercase
minor.
a.
Yeah.
And also what was the other line?
Saying we know you like him young.
Yeah, better not come back to cell block 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
I still remember Drake in a little wheelchair in Degrassi, though. In that show. That's how I remember that guy.
I just don't care. I think if Drake is doing unscrupulous stuff like that, then shame on him, and he should face the full force.
He'll
of the
come
law.
out like Jared Fogle one of these days.
It'll be a Diddy situation.
It'll be a Fogle situation.
and then Kendrick Lamar would be totally in the right.
Yeah.
I guess to do that.
Exactly.
I just don't care. I care if Drake's.
It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm just saying they could have picked a lot better performers for the halftime
Yeah,
show.
that's
So
what- exactly.
nations watching.
It's interesting. Like the last few years that I've ever watched the Super Bowl, it's always been like a hip hop, R&B style performer. I haven't seen, say, a country performer for a halftime show or rock or any of that.
Once the Dallas Cowboys make the Super Bowl, you'll probably see that.
Yeah.
Yep. Another 20 years.
Post Malone will be up there with some Bud Light.
They'll put Kid Rock out there.
Yeah.
He'll be in a fucking wheelchair by then.
See, he's already half senile, I'm sure.
True.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Put frickin' Rolling Stones out there.
Oh, God.
Are those guys still alive?
They
Yeah.
pull Keith Richards
Dude.
out of the embalming fluid just long enough for one more show.
They're still touring.
Yeah.
It's
Mick
fake.
Jagger is still up there on stage, juking around at fucking like 85 years of
Moves
age.
like
man.
Jagger.
It's probably the only thing keeping those guys alive.
It could be.
It's like when you have that really cool old truck and you wash it and it falls apart because the dirt was keeping it together.
And speaking too, Ozzy apparently is going back on one last tour with Sabbath.
I don't understand how, because I think he was just wheelchair bound, wasn't he?
Something.
He was.
Oh.
And I went to his farewell tour that
Yeah.
happened a few years ago, and he kind of made the announcement that us dumb fuckers thought he was actually retiring. He was just retiring from doing world tours.
Oh,
So that's what he kind of
Burn,
said.
he got us.
Yeah.
yeah. You want the burrito?
Another one that got us. So here's another subject. I have a hard enough time remembering shit how it is. Like, you know, especially in like, I don't know, history class or where you remember all that shit, where stuff's located. And, you know,
Geography.
geography. And the Gulf of Mexico has always been the Gulf of Mexico. And now it's really confusing because it's not the Gulf of Mexico anymore. It is the Gulf of America.
Yeah. Sounds good.
It could be taken
Sounds
a couple
kinda
of
weird.
different ways.
I like this. It's got a good ring. It's the Gulf of America.
We're in the Americas, but I don't understand the point. I'm trying to think of it. Well, what was the end game to doing that?
I think it created a loophole.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because did borders move?
No, because Biden had put out a bunch of EOs and shit saying that he banned, oil drilling and stuff like that in certain areas, and a lot of it was in the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh,
It's not the Gulf of Mexico anymore.
yeah.
It's the Gulf of fucking America.
Interesting.
Drill, baby, drill. We're not drilling in the Gulf of Mexico anymore.
I get that, but it's still the same boundaries. You didn't have to rename it to drill somewhere.
Uh,
I mean, renaming it
That's
doesn't
just-
change.
I think it's just
if you can drill there. Or
I
not.
believe it's just the cheekiness of it is all
Yeah.
of people saying, well, now they can drill there because it's not the Gulf of Mexico anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it would hold up legally either, but
It's already been changed on Google, apparently.
Yeah, it has. That's
the
what's
thing
confusing.
is, I mean, if it's just him taking shots, whatever. I just I was curious what the end game of that was,
So
and
now-
if there was no end game, why do we care?
Now we have the Gulf of America and the Gulf of California.
True. Yeah.
In the Gulf of California, you don't even touch America.
Nope. It's in no way, shape, or form American waters either.
No, it is all Mexican waters.
100% Mexican-owned waters, and great white sharks go there.
And
So
squid. Lots
yeah.
of squid.
It
Aggressive
is-
squid.
Yeah.
I just thought it was kind of interesting.
I've swam, but like where I was at was in Mazatlan, and that's right on like the bar where the ocean comes into the Gulf of California there. So it's not like I was really in the Sea of Cortez.
Yeah.
It was more like I was in the the Pacific down there.
The Pacific.
Yeah. So
Probably nice warm water.
yeah, it was great. Took the kid boogie boarding, went out to where the water was like just over my head, and then helped him paddle in to catch the waves, and he was pretty good at the body surfing.
Nice.
Picked it up.
I like me some body surfing.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Now, I was born in Florida. I learned how to swim in the now Gulf of America, used to be Gulf of
Yes.
Mexico. Pensacola Beach, Navarre Beach. If anybody down in that area hears Miss the White Sand, it's pretty cool areas.
Well, if
But,
anyone has like Gulf of Mexico memorabilia, it's got to be worth something now.
yeah,
It's
could
not worth
be.
anything. Never existed.
America.
It's fucking wiped out of my memory now. I had to fucking remember that in school for what?
Yeah.
To get
I
changed?
can only remember a couple of things a day, guys.
That's true.
Yeah. I just, like I said, the end game is what interests me. And if it's for no other reason than to shit talk, then I'm not real interested.
It's the troll, bruh.
Yeah.
It's all about the troll.
I don't
just-
care about the troll. I care about the results. I want to be able to buy groceries without taking out a second mortgage on my home.
That's going to be a little bit for that.
Oh, I'm aware. But
It's gonna be.
that's what I want to see the focus on for litigation is repairing the economy and the absolute crazy jumbling of laws and legal rhetoric that have just been shoved down our throats for the last
when we stopped
several
sending,
years.
$50 million for condoms and
Yeah.
100 something million for gay frogs or whatever that was.
Yeah,
And
totally.
The thing that's
You know.
going to fuck us, though, too, is these tariffs are going to affect the auto industry a lot.
Well,
And there's been huge articles on it
for a time.
for a long time.
For a time.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much time you can hang on, but
For a time.
yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. There's a lot of predictions and there's a lot of, it'll happen then and then it pushes out and then it'll happen then and negotiations are still happening.
Porsche, they're already talking of building a factory over here to avoid tariffs.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what I mean. For a time.
And the question is it going to be on all goods, all parts, or is it going to be final assembly and sold here?
That's the thing, is there's going to be caveats to it.
Yeah.
But like Greg said, the average American can't even go and fucking buy groceries right now, let alone wait for this change to happen. So I just, it's hard to see the end game in it just because, everybody's struggling right now. And if you could barely buy a carton of eggs, like, oh yeah, in a couple years, shit will get better. Well, fuck, you might not even have anything in a couple years.
That's true.
It is true.
But it's got to start at some point because inflation is already real and inflation has already happened. So without some kind of course of action, it's not going to get better. And it is, no matter what you do at this point in time, going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
So better to start to do something now is kind of my opinion. And if everything works out the way that it's kind of designed to with the tariffs, the U.S. government doesn't really want to charge these tariffs. It's just a chip in the game.
But I'm just talking about the average American. I mean, like us, of course, our income can be a little bit different, right?
Yeah, but could be worse, could be a lot better.
Exactly, but I'm talking about the person that's, set in stone, fucking working their ass off and barely making it now.
Well, hopefully they can divert those billions of dollars they're going to save by not funneling it into,
random bullshit.
And legal loopholes that end up in a slush fund and whatever else is happening. Hopefully some of that money can get worked back into public subsidies and business subsidies. Here's the things a lot of people don't really think about. Those business subsidies help them to charge a lower price for goods. But there should also be some kind of, vetting of that. Somebody should be checking in on that. And if they're not meeting the qualification for it, then there should be some ramifications. Yeah,
it gets pulled,
paid back, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a matter. It's not that America doesn't have enough money. America doesn't spend their money right.
We got plenty of it.
Too much of it.
We just fucking blow it.
Yeah. Just throw it right out the window every time you order DoorDash.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Just for the average person.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right about that. It's
don't deny it.
Even for those who are making, barely making a six-figure income, it's still pretty rough out there. Particularly if you've bought real property or automobiles in the last 5 years, or you can be stretched pretty thin right now.
So I already told the wife, I says, just be prepared. I says, it's going to suck. It's going to suck for a little bit. I said, but at some point it will get better. But we just got to deal with the suck.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't know. Just like me, that's just the unfortunate thing is I don't have, time to sit around and wait for the suck.
But some of it'll start to get better a lot quicker.
Yeah.
If we start drilling our own oil, gas prices are going to go down. If we're not importing that oil, we're making it here, fuel prices are going to go down, and fuel prices tend to dictate the price of the majority of goods. Yeah.
From trucking and all that kind of stuff.
Farming and everything. So if fuel prices go down, if the price per barrel of oil goes down, the grocery store prices will go down too. Maybe not so much that you notice right away, like, oh my God, I just saved like $70 compared to this time last year. But you will notice a difference. And between the two of those, that's two big bills for the majority of Americans. Automobile insurance, the cost of driving a car.
Automobile insurance will never go down.
Yes and no. I think there's some plan for that. But because there's a lot of look into and interest in general insurance and indemnity companies out there. And I hope
unless you're California and you get pulled out and then they charge you way more money.
Then your house burns down. Nothing.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That is sparking a lot of this look into that stuff. So even though I'm just kind of predicting in my own mind that that's going to get looked at in the next
but a lot of this
years.
looking into too. They're talking about a high risk insurance for these people, which is going to be way more money than they would even pay to a regular insurance, which sucks too.
Yep. I mean, it's definitely, it could not swing in their favor, but at least they would have the option at that point in time for insurance.
Doesn't matter now. It's gone.
I'm just waiting for the housing crisis in California now.
Oh, the housing crisis everywhere on the West Coast?
Well, it's now that everything's burnt down in California, it's going to be extra bad. Because you have these houses that existed on these properties that were like, let's just say it was $1 million home on this property. Now it burned down. They have all this red tape and everything that they have to even build a house down there. Okay, that house has been there for 20 plus years. That's how, Now they're going to try and build that new house. Guess what? That new house ain't going to be no $1 million home anymore. It's going to cost you $2 to $3 million to put that same house on that piece of property.
Maybe
again.
more in that area because
exactly. So
supply and demand.
that's what I mean. And now you have the insurance companies that have pulled out too, and everything. It's going to be a shit show when they go to try and rebuild down there.
100%.
Absolute shit show.
Well, all we can do is hope for the best for everybody. Regardless of if the people you consider to be rich, regardless if you don't like the geographical area, there's still people. It's still shitty for them.
That it is.
Derek with the clutch pass of the frosty boardroom banter ale.
You know, it's extra.
Bam.
It tastes extra good tonight. I don't know why.
Even the pop of the can is crisp.
Yeah. I don't know what it is tonight. Could have been that dinner.
That dinner was pretty good.
I'm going to fart so good tonight.
So are they going to really change Greenland to red, white, and blue land?
It would be cool if
No,
they did.
it's not going to be funny.
We would
but
fucking be the laughing stock of everybody.
It's really, that's why it's so funny. Everyone else would laugh along with us.
It is kind of a big fuck you to the rest of the world, it feels like. Which, in some ways, it's like one thing to like measure dicks, right?
Yeah.
But you also have to keep up with the Joneses a little bit. You got to keep relations with your neighbors in the world.
While not if you're in red, white, and blue land.
Realistically, all they want to do is just make it a U.S. territory. That's all.
Well, yeah, it's just, in my opinion, it's just a military interest.
Yeah.
I bet you
It's like-
Kid Rock buys the first house there.
It's like Guam or fucking, Puerto Rico, any of those, Costa Rica,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah. What do you think about Canada being the 51st state?
Well, A, it would never happen, but
No.
B, it would not be one state.
No, it couldn't be.
No, they would split it up. It
There's
would be 4 to 5 different states.
You would have to completely dismantle their entire infrastructure.
Do we have to accept Quebec, though?
I don't know. I hear there's some good fishing down in Quebec.
I would rather. They can stay there. They can just stay Canada. We'll take, the problem, too, is if you get those and how voting demographics are, that's New York and California times 10.
If Canada became the 51st state, what do you think they would rename Whitehorse? Because, that wouldn't fly.
I would hope it'd stay, considering, they're renaming everything anyways, so back to what they used to be.
Yeah.
It'd be the Star Spangled Banner.
Ooh.
It would
above
be...
us?
No, it would be Native Horse.
Imagine all the logging companies. They'd be like, oh, my God. Look
Oh,
at what
yeah.
we have access to now.
It'd be like the gold rush again.
Housing would drop. With all that
yeah.
with all that wood available to us, housing prices would drop immediately. They'd be like, oh, hey, that 2x4, yeah, it ain't $5 anymore. It's actually $1.50 again.
South Park would probably get worse.
I bet those episodes
They
would
wouldn't
be
have jokes.
lit.
Would they still have jokes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, 100% they would have
Yeah, I
jokes.
don't know.
Yeah. If Canada became
Granted,
incorporated,
they're-
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would say probably 90 to 95% of Canadians would hate to have that happen.
Yeah, they'd all move to France.
Yeah.
Or somewhere else.
It's a funny idea, but yeah. No.
Yeah. I don't think that we need to carry that burden. I don't think that sure, they have a lot of great natural resources, but, I don't know. I think it's best if we just keep neighborly relations with the folks up north.
I mean, it would make the drive to Alaska a lot easier.
Yeah, true. But who would want to drive to Alaska?
Not many,
Not me.
unless you're like in the Coast Guard. And,
David's thought about it a time or two.
I don't know. It'd be a fun road trip.
Overland over it. Overland the whole way there.
How would that be fun?
It's a road trip. That's fun.
I'm sure there's a lot of great sights to see, but I'm
Yeah.
overspending 2 days in the car.
Yeah. The world's largest thing of maple syrup.
Not all road trips are like that. If you go through Utah, it's like, oh, wow, look at the fucking 3,072 fucking sagebrush I just saw.
Maple leaf.
Yeah, but they have, what are they called? The old school pictographs, from ancient times. What are those called again? In the
Hieroglyphic?
canyon? No.
Who has that?
In
A
Egypt.
pictograph?
Yeah. like that the natives,
pictogram
like
or what? Yeah,
1,000 years,
pictogram.
painted on the walls in the canyons. What are those
Yeah.
called? Yeah.
I've only seen one of those, and I've been to a lot of places.
I've never seen one like in person, but I've seen the photos of them on the interwebs, of course.
So
When we were there,
I don't know.
we saw some, yeah. Pretty cool.
In the Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of them had actually like fallen off the mountain because erosion and everything, but there were still some still there.
Yeah.
So if we take out, do we have to adopt the loony and the toonie?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. I wonder if they're cheaper than pennies.
It's going to be the dollar, and it's going to go from being poutine to poontang.
Do you think a loony and a toonie is cheaper than a penny, though?
What the fuck's a loony
It
and a
doesn't
toonie?
matter. Let's
It's
just
Canadian money, bro.
let's just go to a dime, anyways.
I know.
Oh.
Well, no, they Trump already ordered to stop production of pennies.
Right, and they're talking about nicks and nickels too.
It's too expensive.
Yeah,
Nixon nickels?
yeah, getting rid of them.
I don't think Nixon was on the nickels.
No.
No, Nix is into.
I know. I was just fucking with you.
Yeah,
But
of
yeah,
course.
it costs like 6 cents to make a penny.
Yeah,
What
Hey,
sense? What,
if
sen-
they- if they
what
put-
sense does that make?
He can't just get rid of pennies.
Sure, he can.
it would be smart to
What am I going to throw at people?
nickels.
All the pennies that
All
we
the
have in
pennies that you
circulation
find,
still.
yeah.
But yeah, it costs 6 cents a penny. What sense does that make
Yeah.
to make a fucking penny
It probably costs $4 to
When-
print one.
when it's not even a penny anymore?
Yeah.
$1's not $1.
So
Exactly.
if we quit producing
rid of it.
them, then we will help to shrink inflation. I mean, it'll
That
be just the
saves
tiniest
everything.
bit,
Let's
but-
just go back to a fucking bartering system instead
right?
of cash.
You're only worth what you can do.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'd be down with that. Be like, hey, I got this cardboard, bro.
yeah.
What do you want for it? Oh, I'll take a glove.
I have one box of TGI Fridays French fries. It is frostbitten. Oh boy.
It's when all the hoarders would be like, I am rich.
Or if you're
Look at all
skilled.
this shit I have to barter.
Bro, I'm a mechanic. I could just sit back and fucking
Yeah.
let it come in.
Yeah.
Better get good at rebuilding parts.
That's true.
David's got a welder somewhere.
I do. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
It's okay that housing is made of two different housings. It
Yeah,
still
bro.
works.
Dude, I watched my grandpa in the middle of the fucking desert one time, Kay. This is when I decided I wanted to be a mechanic. Fucking belt snapped on the truck. Didn't know how the fuck we were going to get to the next town. And my grandpa took my grandma's pantyhose and fucking wrapped it so tight around the fucking pulleys and everything. We were able to milk it back into town with fucking pantyhose
Oh,
as a
wow.
fucking belt.
Damn.
Since that day, I was like, this is what I want to fucking do.
Yeah.
That was back when, a car only had like 70 foot-pounds of torque.
True. It wouldn't work quite the same now.
but it worked
boy.
then.
But still impressive, man.
Oh, yeah. That's some strong pantyhose.
Yeah, that's what I was just
Jesus
thinking.
Christ.
Are you sure they were pantyhose and not like later hosen?
I don't know.
For some reason, I imagine later hosen to be stronger than the average pantyhose.
It wasn't from like some kind of like dominatrix outfit.
I don't think so.
Was your grandma blonde?
No.
So it wasn't Norwegian clothing,
No.
or German, or
No.
Belgian, or
No.
oh, bummer.
South African, maybe.
Oh, so it was lion skin.
Oh, I was going to say it probably had a lot of bamboo or something in it. They were,
Pretty cool shit, though.
they were them antibacterial bamboo panties.
You know what they wear in South Africa now? If you're cool,
What's that?
well,
A
actually,
dashiki?
I don't think you're cool if you wear this. But no, you remember those like jumpers?
Oh, like the old, like from fucking like MC Hammer?
Like overalls?
Yeah, kind of, but they're like shorts. They're like if you took a smock and cut it off at the knees and elbows.
What the fuck is a smock?
You know, like coveralls, bro. That you put on over your clothes when you work.
Like the fat people wear when they can't wear pants, so they put the little coveralls on?
No,
Flip
no.
'em?
I mean, no, but yeah, the same
Yeah.
kind of
For some
concept.
people out there that may not know, coveralls is another word for overalls.
No, overalls are different.
So yeah, I'm talking about overalls. That
Overalls
means
have
you're
the
fat.
strap.
That means you can't fit into pants.
These are like a suit like a onesie, but it's not PJs.
So mechanics like wear them and shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not the strap you do over the shoulder.
No, not the strappy dude.
Yeah.
It has like a zipper in the front.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's like a.
That's
It's like what Jason Voorhees wore on.
Yes.
yeah.
And Mike Myers.
I suppose you could.
They wore
call
like
those.
they wore the same outfit.
I suppose
Did
you
they?
could call that. Overalls.
Picture it in your mind. Picture Jason. Now picture Mike Myers. They wore the same fucking outfit. One was just dirtier
They had
than the
different
other.
boots.
One was just dirtier than the other.
No, Jason had, I thought, a button-down shirt and jeans.
Depends on what movie you were watching.
Sure.
It's changed. Mike Myers is the only one that stayed true to his outfit pretty much the entire time. Jason's
true.
changed here and there a little bit with outfits.
He decided to change his flavor.
Yes.
Freddy Krueger probably stayed the truest.
Yes, he did too.
That is a pretty badass series. of
Hellraiser
movies.
as well.
Oh, Hellraiser's so good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chucky definitely stayed true to,
Fuck,
true
what
to
was that?
himself.
Bride of Chucky was so good.
That's a great movie.
What was that fucking horror show that had like all the badasses in it and they're all like in glass rooms and a thing? And
13 Ghosts?
yeah, that was a
Oh,
fucking good
yeah.
one.
Wow, it's
I haven't
amazing.
seen
That,
that
it's
in a
amazing I
long
was able to
time,
call that
yeah.
movie
Bro.
for just that.
Holy smokes.
That you go back and
That was a
watch
great
that
movie.
now and it's like still fucking good.
Oh, that's a great movie. Shannon Elizabeth. Sorry. Dude, that was everyone's crush back then. I don't care
I
who
like
you
Jennifer
are.
Aniston.
No, I'm saying back because that was the American Pie days. That's when she was all big. Because that was shortly after
The lady on American Pie?
Yeah.
Yeah, just the shit that she talked
exchange
about
student,
doing.
right?
Yeah.
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 Oh, Nadia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Shannon Elizabeth in
I was
that movie,
more into
13
the
Ghosts.
chick that would do shit with her flute.
Oh, yeah, the redhead.
I wanted to go to
Yeah.
band camp so fucking bad after I watched that series.
Right. Yeah, I hear you on that. Kind of got a thing for the redheads myself.
I'm not talking about the redheads, but just like, fuck, is that what happens at band camp?
You were like, yo, this girl's a straight freak.
I wonder what kind of song she could play with it up there.
3 blind mice.
Who let the dogs out?
Dude, if that thing can go, oh. I don't know if
I've never heard a flute that can get that low, but my God.
Or a vagina either, but to produce that kind of baritone.
Depends on the woman.
Yeah, I suppose.
Ronda Rousey, I bet.
Oh, yeah, you know that
It
one's
would
got a
fucking
deep
yell
voice.
at you.
Come over here, baby.
Tap you out. She wouldn't even touch you. Just tap you out. Ah, no more. I'm done.
Yeah. Oh, good God.
Sorry, Rhonda. We love you.
We love you.
Yeah, don't beat me up.
I saw a super child, though, just bought his first private jet today.
Who?
Super child.
Jake Paul.
Oh,
God.
Troubled
he'll
kid,
be
whatever
broken.
the fuck it is.
He'll be broken in 5 years.
He's got a jet now. Private jet.
Wow, that
man.
must be so cool.
I wonder how much it costs to operate.
A lot.
A lot.
A shit ton of money. Because not only do you have to fucking house it, you have to warehouse it.
Don't you have to pay like your pilot all year round, whether he's driving for you or not?
I don't know if you have to pay him year round, but I know it's a ludicrous amount of money just for that. Then you have your, stewardess staff and everything like that go on there. You have your fuel. Then
You have to have a car to get there, right?
Well, obviously you have to have a car to get there.
And permits.
But you also the rent just to fucking store it on a field, on an airfield. Like you got to pay monthly for that shit too. Like it is not a cheap endeavor.
No.
to have that.
Well, and you got to have the permits for your flights, and
Yeah.
I'm sure there's fees to taxi into airports and stuff.
Oh, they're charging you for anything and everything. If they can charge you, they're going to charge you. It's the government.
Of course. Well, and the airports themselves too. I'm sure some of them are privately owned, if not the majority of them.
Well, that's probably where they get away cheaper is on private airports than
Yeah.
they do federal style airports.
Or international.
Yes. Even internet.
Why can't I have a jet? Why does that fucking douchebag get a jet?
Well, you aren't willing to go out and embarrass yourself for money.
I would have gone and fought Mike Tyson for that amount of money.
Yeah,
I would've let Mike Tyson
I'd let
win.
Mike Tyson throw a straight left hook in. Well, that's a hook can't be straight. But you know what I'm saying? I'll let that guy smack me in the face for that much money.
Oh, hit me with balls.
I don't know if I go that far.
One
I want
punch.
to have balls when I'm done.
I let him uppercut me.
Yeah, I mean, I would take getting KO'd by Mike Tyson for that money.
I don't even care if I fucking slur a little bit after.
Yeah, right?
Get punch drunk after one.
Yeah, brr. Yeah.
I'm just saying I would do something ludicrous for that.
Yep,
But then I would disappear. I wouldn't.
exactly.
That'd be done. I wouldn't continue to whore myself. I would,
would
I'd be that guy that whore myself one time and then just recluse.
But I heard he's upset now because Canelo's not fighting him.
Yes,
There was a talk, and then I think Canelo just signed to do...
There wasn't a talk. Saudi Arabia came in and fucking offered way more money. So he's doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
Those Saudi guys, they love it, man.
Oh, dude. fucking
That's where boxing's like going to, right?
Yep, that's where the majority of fights have been taking place lately, is over in Saudi. But they were offering ludicrous amounts of money to do these fights. And so that's what happened with Canelo. Like, yeah, he was going to fight Jake Paul, and then Saudi was like, we'll pay you. What's he pay? Okay, we'll pay him 4 times that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, where do I sign?
Yeah, no kidding. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Speaking of, that kind of just reminded me, like, why is it moving over there? Is it because the interest is higher? Is it because the rules are different? Is it easier? Is there less bureaucracy?
A little bit of all that.
And then it got
women don't get a choice who they date.
Well,
a little bit of that.
Like Borat said, it's good for me.
It's good for me.
You got to realize, so their big thing is they've been trying to diversify, because those guys are sitting on so much money.
Yeah.
So much
and
money.
And they just have nowhere else to go with it.
Exactly. And so now they're trying to diversify instead of just putting all their chips in, hey, we have oil.
Yeah.
Now they're like trying to get into golf, boxing, all sorts of shit.
How about just like semi-guarantee me I won't get hit by a fucking rocket from
a 2 car bomb
miles away. Right. And then I'd love to check it out, because there's some cool shit over there.
Yeah. Apparently, a lot of Western European culture has been visiting that area lately. So, like, even the UFC goes over there now. Yeah. UFC's been over there like 3 or 4 times now.
It wouldn't be a bad thing to have good relations with most other countries in the world. I don't support the way some other cultures like to conduct their business, but you know what? I live in America, so my opinion doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Red, white, and blue land.
Yeah, red, white, and blue land. And they're free to run their countries the way they want, but I hope they choose not to be heinous.
Yeah.
Dude, I just want to go over there and find one of those Lamborghinis or Ferraris that just broken down on the side of the road.
You got to go to that's Dubai.
Yeah.
There's none in Saudi Arabia?
Nah. Well, I'm sure maybe in Saudi, but Dubai is where you're talking. That's where they have fucking, wrecking yards that are just nothing but high-end exotics. Ferraris, Lambos, fucking Bentleys, you name it. It's all over there.
So what's there?
It's crazy how much less you can spend to get one of those over there, too.
Mm-hmm. And their police cars are Lamborghinis, too.
And it's even crazier to know it's the bureaucracy that makes them so expensive. It's really not so much the features and the quality of the materials.
It's a lot of the taxing and tariffing that takes place.
Mm-hmm. And that's a double-edged sword, too, because I remember when I used to work for Volkswagen, right? Like, I used to have... I talked to some people that were from Germany and from Europe and stuff, and they would actually tell me how much cheaper the vehicles were over here compared to how much they would pay there.
Really?
For them, yeah.
Well, they have all their carbon taxes and all that bullshit that they tack onto it, too. I would imagine that would increase the cost quite a bit.
But they were telling me, like, wow, this is, a lot cheaper buying a car from over here.
One of our former Turkish coworkers told me one time about how much Volkswagens are sought after over there, and they're considered more of a luxury, high-end vehicle.
Well, it's even to today, you can go to Mexico, and the old school Beetles, right, the old school body style, they still produce those brand new.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, I should go down there and get one.
Like 70s, 80s style?
Yes.
It's probably a water-cooled engine, though, nowadays, I bet.
Yeah. But they still have those models coming out brand new. Like when I used to go to Mexico quite a bit with my ex, and like you would go over there, man, and that was the majority you would see. Like when I first got with my ex-wife and her family, I was working for Volkswagen, and they all loved me. They're like, "Oh, you work for Volkswagen," and like they've had so many Volkswagens and throughout their day, and that's all they had in Mexico. And like,
oh wow, now they have Bronco Sports.
Yes,
out the wazoo.
It's very sporty.
Yes. And Bronco-y.
Sort of.
Yeah. Well, it's
got a picture of a Bronco on it.
Yeah.
It's like a glorified Escape.
Actually, it reminds me more of a Defender?
Like an old Land Rover?
Yeah, like the newer, small little Land Rovers.
I guess. I can kind of see it.
Yeah.
Has a lot of headroom.
Yeah, am I right? Got to get the one with the center seat instead of the console. No.
Center consoles ruined a lot of things for men.
But you can put a gun safe in them.
This is true.
And not when you can fold down the shifter now.
Yeah, there you go. That did increase headroom with the folding shifter.
The headroom.
Yeah.
And you can make the workable space, fold it out.
Yeah.
And then you can fold out the tray and eat your lunch while you're doing it, too.
Oh, I thought it was for like the high-end businessmen to
The,
cut a line before they went into a building.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like Wolf of Wall Street style.
Yeah.
The seats also lay all the way back.
Only if
Some
you have the
of
max
those.
recline.
Yeah.
I thought they got rid of that.
Yeah, I don't think they're putting them
Yeah.
in anymore.
Yeah,
but
that was very short-lived.
yeah. Well,
Because one person fucking did it when they bought it.
I guarantee you they threw the Blue Cruise on and fucking max reclined that bitch on a freeway. I guarantee it.
what were they watching on the laptop that was on their workspace console?
Yep, exactly. They were like, oh, that's
my
not going to
God.
work. That's not going to work out at all.
You could just take a nap. We'll be in Cincinnati in no time.
Yeah.
I didn't see, but I read some news articles, too. Was Elon on a little thing with Trump? Did he, like, address the...
Yeah, he was in the
United States?
He was in the fucking Oval Office with Trump, dude. Fucking
Yeah.
talking to reporters for like a half an hour.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well,
I guess he's sleeping in the, like, working in the building across the street.
Yeah,
or
he's
something.
doing it for free. He's doing
Yeah.
all this for free, by the way.
I guess he's sleeping on the floor and on the couch. And
He does that even at fucking Tesla. Half the time he sleeps on the floor of his office. So that's not shocking to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
How the fuck is that comfortable?
guy is like on high end spectrum. He don't give a shit.
No. The guy thinks only in function. Definitely.
Yeah.
You don't see him think or act out of emotion a lot. Not saying he's not capable, not saying he isn't egotistical, but most of what he functions out of is just
I think he's a
function.
robot.
Could be.
Well, I mean,
Did he build
sort of.
himself?
Like, did you guys see the fucking Super Bowl commercial with Tom Brady where they fucking took his arm out and it replaced his batteries?
Yeah.
Like, that's
Sounds
what
about right.
Elon Musk is.
Well, I mean, dude, you're talking about a guy who not only is highly brilliant, but also is able to get people that are of brilliant minds with him to create some fucking crazy shit. Like, rockets that can be caught by a fucking scaffolding.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Rockets that bring themselves back down to Earth
yeah.
in one piece
And land on a platform.
and land on a space targeted to be like the size of,
Couple football fields
yeah.
in the middle of the ocean.
So I haven't really been on this guy's junk like his whole time, but when did he get like big? Like, when did he make all of his money? Has he always been super smart? Was he born with $1 million? Like, did he come out of nowhere and was like, hey, motherfuckers?
He originated with PayPal. That was his first big.
He did PayPal?
He was the founder of PayPal.
And he was a rich kid, I
Yeah.
believe.
He had money. He had money.
opportunity out the wazoo.
Okay.
He had higher education ability, and
But his first big break of getting off the teat was PayPal, and then he sold that out years and years and years ago.
it was smart for him to do that
Oh, yeah,
because
'cause
it's
it was
a shit show.
Well, it was right before the .com bubble and
Yeah.
everything too. Is when he
Yeah.
got out. So he did it at the right time. But yeah, that was his first big venture, and then obviously he's done what he's done now since then. It's pretty amazing, to be honest. And he's an immigrant.
Well, in weather,
That's what everyone always talks about.
Where's he from?
Immigrant. He's from South Africa. He's an African
He's
American.
one of your brethren.
He's fucking African American, bro.
Why am I not
Yeah.
that smart?
technically.
Yeah.
He
He's
is
not technically. He is from the continent of
African-American.
Africa, and now he lives in America. He is African American.
Yep. Oh boy, we're gonna get some hate over that.
Oh.
Bring it on though, because it's true. Yeah.
You can't dispute that.
Well,
Unfortunately,
and you can't make it about race either, because then you're the racist.
yeah.
So I don't know.
Although,
whatever.
if an American moves to another country,
Are they American?
Do you think he ever has
Yeah.
fun, though?
are you
No.
American English, American German, American Dutch? Like, how does
No.
that work?
They just call you a pig, American pig,
Yeah, probably.
a pig dog.
Talk nice to you up front first, and then you turn your back, and
They're like American pig.
yeah.
The guy can't have any fun.
No, guarantee you, he wouldn't know fun if it sat on his face.
That's why he plays video games.
Yeah,
I mean, he had a kid, so he knew fun when it sat on his face, but for
no,
how long, I don't...
he knew procreation for the betterment of society.
He literally
in the
docked.
future.
That was probably what he did.
He
is
was
docked.
like, I am now going to deliver a packet of sperm containing exactly this many to this many into your...
Do you think he did soaking?
It was probably something along those
He
lines.
probably explained the angle and trajectory of the penetration before it happened.
Do you think he knew his sperm count before?
Yes, guarantee you. He probably counted them under a microscope.
This is the winner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy's smart as hell. And at this point, all we can do is go with our dice roll and hope that, he really has America's best interest in mind.
Do you think him and Albert Einstein would have been friends?
No.
But he would have been able to tie his shoes, and then they could have made some cool bombs.
Yeah. He could do basic algebra. Einstein couldn't. I'm not saying
Einstein made the fucking bomb, bro.
Look, no, he didn't. Robert Oppenheimer takes credit for that.
Einstein at least gave formulas that tried to help those guys.
Yeah,
in that regard.
Without Einstein, I don't know if nuclear would have happened.
No,
but so I guess you could say vicariously, but he didn't set out to make the bomb.
No,
he set out to understand time in the universe.
There was a guy that made a joke about that on Kill Tony, one of the bucket pulls.
Oh, really?
Talking about. He's like, I watched the movie Oppenheimer and found out why. He's like, I found out why Hitler didn't want to make the bomb because he didn't want Jew math. He's like,
for every gefilte fish you give me,
he's like,
I will give you 1/2 back.
So wait, what's the show Oppenheimer about?
He's like, the Jews they split the atom, the smallest particle in the world, and they still want to split it in half.
Jeez,
I know. It was.
Oh my!
I will say for a 1 minute. No, I mean, granted, the times it makes it a little hard with what's going on, but
yeah,
5-10 years ago, that would have been the funniest shit on the face of the planet. So whatever.
So
go fuck yourself.
The Oppenheimer movie is all about how the whole life and times leading up to. I only watched a little bit of it, but leading up to the creation of the hydrogen bomb.
No, the atom bomb.
Yeah.
Trinity was the very first atom bomb. If you really want to watch a really cool documentary on the atom bomb, it's called Trinity and Beyond, and it's actually it's an entire documentary of the history from the very first one that went off all the way to the very last hydrogen bomb. And dude, you want to talk about some fucking insane explosions that these guys pulled off? My God, Godzilla's real. After watching that, he's out there somewhere. Waiting.
Yeah.
I just don't get how they do all these nuclear fucking testing and these bombs and explosions and all this shit. And how are those places still safe?
Some of those were fake,
and most of those places still aren't safe.
Mm-hmm. It won't be anywhere near
for a long
lifetime.
Russia. So when they do these testing and shit, you just go, "Oh, let's fuck up this little piece of Earth."
Yeah. So
let's drop it. Nobody can come here.
Go look at
the next 500 years. Yeah.
Go look at the Bikini Atoll.
Yeah.
We fucking pulverized that island. It doesn't even exist really anymore, and they have a big old concrete cap on a certain area of it.
Yep.
That's what do you mean?
For the radiation and everything. They put a bunch of nuclear waste in there and then fucking put a big old concrete dome over it.
Oh.
And then if you look at before pictures, it was like this nice, beautiful, pristine island, and now there's just big ocean circles from them just blowing it to smithereens from testing.
Wow.
Because they used to test here in the States, in Nevada, and then everyone had a hubbub about nuclear fallout and radiation, so then they moved over to the Bikini Atoll, and there was a big hubbub about that, and they just moved out to the middle of the ocean. Russia, on the other hand, they just bombed and bombed and bombed and bombed. And
they're still bombing.
I don't think there's still nuclear testing going on. They could be, but I don't think there is. I know in the U.S., so they say there isn't, but some people still theorize that they're still doing underground testing. Whether that's true or not, who knows? But
I mean, we can make black holes now. We don't need nuclear as weapons.
But dude, there's areas in Russia still to this day you can't even fucking touch the water in certain areas because it is uber bad. So I don't know. Maybe one day we'll get away from it all.
Maybe.
I just wish that we would bring back at least like nuclear reactors.
Yeah, if they could find a clean way to do that, that would be like the key to energy.
The problem is most of the reactors that have gone bad that we all hear about, they're decades and decades old. They're not even new technology or anything.
It's not the reactor themselves going bad that's the biggest concern, is the elimination of the waste.
Yeah, there's that. I just say throw it on a rocket and blast it to space. Send it to the sun.
Well, I mean, we don't know what kind of dramatic consequences that could have, though.
It's really hot. It would burn up before it even get to the sun anyways.
Maybe, but also you're talking about solar wind just blowing it back into our atmosphere too.
Hey, we'll see what happens. We have a magnetic, it'll protect us.
Grow an 11th toe and a third penis or something.
I mean, hey, we may have some really sick auroras.
I mean, yeah, that'll definitely happen. You'll see the coolest colors you've ever seen before you die.
I mean, hell, you can even take and blast it. I don't know. Send it to space somewhere. Even just send it into deep space.
Yeah.
Don't even matter. Just send it where like Galileo and all them went off to.
If you were born with 2 penises, you'd never have to work a day in your life, sir.
Well, I don't
you
know,
would,
man.
but-
After about 40 minutes or so, it can start to feel like work,
True.
especially if you're directing 2 of those at the same time.
Yeah. Is it like 2 totally separate, or is it like one that splits into 2?
I mean, yeah, like dual exhaust or
Yeah, are we talking
dual
like
tips.
a one into 2, or are we talking a true dual exhaust
Does
here?
one stay flaccid?
Well, then you'd have to have at least a third nut.
I've already got one.
Well,
Just kidding.
you know
got
what I'm
one
saying.
bull.
Yeah.
I got one bull. It's like
Look.
an orange. Look at this.
I've got 3 reserves for 2 cannons. Bring it on. I got enough to cover you and your dress.
Oh god, that boardroom banter ale is so good.
I don't know,
brought to
man.
you.
That's
What?
just discussions. It's weird.
Hey,
Nuclear and fallout. And
hey.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. Like, you guys know where I used to live, and, a lot of nuclear stuff was refined there for bombs and testing, Manhattan Project, the whole 9 yards, right up the river from us. So there's a lot of very serious environmental consequences to that kind of thing. Understanding that technology is so much better now, I just worry that even if you glass that nuclear waste, and there's refinement plants up in that area that do that, vitrification, is there actually a safe way to eliminate the contamination because we can't store anymore? Do you know how many millions of barrels of nuclear waste
Oh,
already
that's already
exist?
buried under the ground. Yeah.
Well, in Yucca Mountain and, the whole 9 yards. So I'm pretty against continuing to put that kind of stuff
See?
in the
Telling
environment.
you, I figured it out. Just fucking throw it on a rocket. Just blast it. Send it over to the next galaxy.
I don't think that works.
Just gone.
Right.
There you go.
I'm sure Elon will find out a way.
If we could find a way to convert the waste into energy, that would be the ultimate.
I mean, it may hit like a random planet, and then you have like a planet full of teenage mutant.
To our planet and start throwing pizza and ninja weapons at us.
And the shredder fucking.
Maybe they should just
Yeah.
take it all to the place where they take recycling to.
Some giant rats teabagging you while you're getting stabbed by Donatello.
Just saying. I mean,
How you like these
that
rat
could happen.
balls?
It could happen. I mean, hey, there
yeah.
could be a planet where it's like humans, and,
And
all
then
of a
you
sudden
get-
they have Spider-Man and Superman there.
They
Then you
could
get-
do what they tell us. So they could bring an extra truck for nuclear waste pickup, right?
Okay.
And they come pick up nuclear waste, and then they take it to the same fucking landfill that the recycling trucks
Okay.
and the garbage trucks go to.
Oh.
And we never know the fucking difference because everybody thinks their recycling goes to this fucking extraordinary place.
Goes to Magic Land.
Only the metal and the glass.
Yeah, it goes to Magic Land.
Goes to Magic Land.
Yeah. No, aluminum's the most reasonable thing to recycle. It actually gets recycled, and it's actually recyclable.
Yeah, but half that shit, Greg, is not.
most
the
of the plastic.
plastic.
Most
And
of the
a lot of
plastic
it
you
just
can't.
goes to this. It goes to the next pile in the fucking landfill.
It
Like here's the
depends.
garbage, here's the recycling, but it's in the same fucking area.
Well, it depends on, like, obviously the material and what condition is. If you fill your beer can with chew spit and cigarette butts, no, they don't recycle that.
No.
But,
How else are you supposed to fill your beer can?
I mean, I've filled with beer cans with plenty of things before.
I have too.
I'm not saying I haven't done it, but, like, if you collect your cans and take them to a recycle center, then that stuff gets recycled, and it is good. But you're right. I mean, a fraction of a
But
fraction.
I'm saying the trucks that come and pick up the fucking garbage can.
Well, they take it to a transfer center, but it's dumped separately.
It goes,
I don't
it goes
believe it.
into a separate pile.
Yeah.
I've been there. You haven't been
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it all goes on the boat into one pile, though,
It could.
when they ship it out of here.
And into the ocean.
Yeah. They send it to India and they convert it into car parts.
Yeah, they don't use toilet paper there.
Oh. We got this new shipment of plastic in. Let me make this here real quick.
What used to be 20-ounce Pepsi bottles is now a 2026 Mazda CX-4. Fully loaded and equipped with satellite
And
technologies.
heated seats.
I've got
The
satellite
last thing
radio.
they-
My
the last
neighbor
thing they need in
don't.
India is heated seats. Good God. They need to make fireproof tires because their roads are hot enough to melt your shoes.
It is very sweltering in that
I
area.
promise this will get you over the Ganges and beyond.
God, that would fucking suck being that hot.
Oh, it's terrible over there. Those poor guys. The whole world is raping them because they're willing to do it because they're so poor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're over there strip mining cobalt, lithium, other heavy metals.
Mm-hmm.
They're all like, you see the videos of them like in some kind of like 14 potato sacks they sewed together and in a turban or whatever.
Shitting in the street.
Yeah, out there in sandals.
Oh, it really
making
depends.
New
It
alternators.
kind of really depends on where you're at, though. There, like, there's certain areas that are it's like straight up third world, and then you get into some other areas of India, and it's like,
Ultra rich.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like,
I get
hi.
that they kind of like America. They have like poor and then elite.
yeah.
I sell
Ours-
turbans.
ours
I
are
got
just
money.
Ours are just more of a smaller pocket kind of thing.
Yeah.
Versus over there where it's an entire fucking metropolis city.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Bro, over here, you don't really meet poor Indians.
No, you really don't.
No,
Yeah.
You really don't.
you don't.
Yeah, that's interesting.
They use the toilet paper.
It's nice.
I like.
Yeah, I think I need one more boardroom banter ale.
Yeah.
Kickstart them brain cells a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's not a bad idea.
Let's see if I can make this.
Fail. Oh, if you would
Worst
just
fail ever.
you just get the excess beer all over David's nice.
No. No.
Yeah, we'd had words.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm standing for 2 straight days at the fucking kitchen counter sorting cards, and you get fucking beer all over them. How
Right.
dare you?
It'd be the worst house guest ever. It'd be like the chili all over again.
Oh, man. I will say. Never yawned on a pod before.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I know. It's a terrible thing. But, you know, had a pretty busy 2 days. So, there's that at least.
I bet it's a mind-numbing task to go through all those cards.
It really is. It really is mind-numbing. And I'm just starting it.
If anybody you know has a sports memorabilia problem, tell him to email David. He might buy your shit.
Directly.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll buy it yet.
Yeah. But he'll tell you what a good
Well,
price for it
let's not
is.
say a sports memorabilia problem because there's a lot of fucking people out there with that. Just
True.
stuff that's worth something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Collection, you know, whatever kind of collection you have.
You could have the worst guy in the NFL's fucking signature. That doesn't mean anything.
Nope, it really doesn't.
No.
Well, I don't know. Is there a market for washed-up players who rarely signed autographs?
Greg Ostertag for the Utah Jazz? No.
So, if he only ever signed 2 or 3, wouldn't that make them worth a lot?
I'm just going to say, bro, that guy, my mom was at a McDonald's, right? And she saw Greg Ostertag there. And she knew I was a Jazz fan my whole life, right? Like, she got Brian Russell's signature from me, a couple others that went to little restaurants that she worked.
Sweet.
And so she was like, she went and asked Greg Oster, like, she didn't ask, but she watched somebody go up to Greg Ostertag and say, hey, can I get your signature? And he was like, yeah, buy me a Happy Meal. I'll give you my signature.
Well, that's pretty cheap.
To like, yeah, but to like an 8-year-old, you're going to fucking tell him to go buy a Happy Meal?
He probably would have given the Happy Meal back.
Played for
Still.
Played for the Utah Jazz.
That
and he couldn't
wasn't
afford a
cheap,
Happy
bro.
Meal.
Greg Ostertag fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think any of his signatures ever got sold.
Probably not. I'd
Maybe.
have to take a look. It probably has.
He was an all right center, but he wasn't.
Nah, I could take.
That'd be like, I took this turd and I spray painted it chrome. Can I have money for it?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you'd be surprised actually what still sells, even if it only sells for $1 to $2.
Yeah.
So I know one guy, John Stockton, never gave out signatures.
I believe it.
And he was very adamant about it. My uncle actually has a basketball from like way back in the day that he does have a Stockton signature on because he did like a basketball camp from him and stuff. But I worked for John Stockton
Okay.
and Karl Malone. And Karl Malone was awesome, man. He used to come into the dealership, used to shake everybody's hand, give everybody money, thank them for what they're doing. John Stockton, you wouldn't see it all. Would never come in. You'd have to go take his car off-site to another location and meet him, give it to him. But his philosophy was, a lot of people thought that he was a dick, but
He just wanted to be left alone.
he wanted to be left alone, and he was kind of like, he thought he was like, I'm nothing special, man. He was like, I played basketball. I was a good player, but I'm not that famous. Like, you guys don't need to be.
Hey.
You know, and the way that he looked at it, if he couldn't give his signature to everybody in the world, why give it out?
That's
Well, I guess that's
What's
true,
also
too.
made it a lot
look
more.
at
Yeah.
it, you know. But he was a good player.
Oh, one of the best.
He was a great player. And it was a great duo between him and Malone.
Stockton and Malone.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the leader in assist.
back then.
Maybe even.
That was kind of the cool thing back then with those teams. You all had a twosome
Yep.
Yeah.
back then.
The Batman and Robin.
Yeah. Now it's just
Free for all.
a fucking orgy.
Everybody just wants
Crossing
their own
swords
face
and
up
fucking
there.
balls slapping together.
I am.
Yeah.
I want to see what Luka does in L.A. though.
Be interesting.
I mean, that's a huge one.
Pass the torch. Because LeBron's probably going to retire by next season. He's got 1 or 2 left, I think, at best.
I don't know. He just came out and said that he could play 10 more years, probably.
He legitimately could.
How old is he?
He's like 40 now, 41.
I mean, maybe. I mean, his knees are going to go eventually.
I mean, the guy is
The guy's a powerhouse, man.
he's still in
Yeah.
phenomenal shape.
And the thing about it, you watch LeBron, he's not like the type of player nowadays. He doesn't run back and forth. Like, he'll just kind of wait
Yeah,
and walk back.
yeah. He doesn't.
You know?
He doesn't run the court like he used to.
No.
Well, I mean, if he's in his 40s and he's still playing basketball, that's impressive.
And he's
I'm
still
pretty
putting up
sure-
numbers. That's the crazy part is he's
Yeah.
still putting up 30 a night usually.
Yeah.
I would probably have a massive heart attack after 5 minutes on a basketball court.
Guy
So,
takes his health into levels that most people would never fathom
Yeah.
in conditioning and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at a lot of these guys. Look at The Rock nowadays. Look at.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a little bit different.
We went over that whole Polynesian puberty
a little
thing,
different
right?
there.
You know?
I would say either LeBron knows how to cheat the system really well over all these years, or he's just really good at being natty.
You know, he doesn't look yoked, though.
No.
He looks very natty.
He was
to me.
extremely scrawny when he got into the NBA, though. But,
Yeah.
I mean, he was like 18 years old.
I mean, that's
so-
the thing. You can cheat the systems and do it for a couple months and then get popped and have nothing show up.
Yeah. But
you know.
after all these years, though,
But it's like a lot of those other dudes, too. You look at Karl Malone back then, man. Look how fucking big that dude was.
Yeah.
And he was natural. Like, he never did anything, but that dude's like running into a fucking brick wall.
Yeah, there's some just naturally very fit people out there, people who are naturally very athletic, who have great metabolisms and great DNA, who can build muscle. And it wouldn't surprise me if LeBron James was one of those people, but he also does have access to, you know, the best supplements.
Let's be real, though. His workout routine's probably more hardcore than most of our work days.
most.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure
His strength
it's
and
nuts.
conditioning, all that is recovery.
Yeah.
Like, he goes and sits in like some fucking cryo chamber for I forget how long, but it's like this stand-up thing, and it literally is like this cryogenic chamber thing. You fucking see all this cold air coming out of it and stuff, and he goes in that for a while and shit, and
Wow.
does all sorts of crazy shit. It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be working because, I mean, fucking look at him. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy is still at the peak of his game still, which is insane to even think about at his age. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drink this beer. I'm going to sit on the couch. I'm going to scratch my balls and not do any of that stuff.
Yeah. No cryogenic chamber for me. It's already kind of one of those outside.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just go
Yeah.
stand outside for 5 minutes. There we
If
go.
I had access to a cryo, I would fucking do it. If I had I would be a beast. If I had the fucking people he had, and nutritionists and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
I could probably
Chefs.
make it to the NFL or NBA or.
Yeah. I would add gravity so I could go Super Saiyan.
There you go.
Gravity cryogenic. I'd be like the most badass Super Saiyan ever.
Yes. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
And I hope you all are down with that too, people. We hope you had a great night. We will see you next week, Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We love you. Again, like, share, subscribe if you made it this far and you like everything that we do. We love you.